Hi, I am Gold C.W. Emmanuel. I'm a chartered developmental psychologist, and I really want to talk today about depression. It's a state of mind. When you talk about mental health, depression is one of the instances of mental health challenges that people do have. And funny enough, it's not funny enough. It's sadly enough. The prevalence of depression shows that every 1 in 5 people are depressed, and that number is increasing over time. And there are suicide-related situations which are linked to depression. What I sincerely do want to talk about today, this new year, is you're not alone if you're depressed. And I'm going to talk about 5 signs of depression, 5 signs of hidden depression, or 5 hidden signs of depression, signs that shows you that there might be something going on there in that state of mind. It's not per se an abnormal state of mind. It's just that it's a state of mind which is a little bit skewed from the norm. And the measurement of depression, you can use the depression scale, for example, or you look at the DSM, either 4, DSM-5, or the latest sort of diagnostic tool, which I think the NICE guideline also has, to sort of throw more light in what depression is and how someone can be depressed. The signs to look out for in terms of the 5 hidden signs of depression is changes in sleeping and eating patterns, for example. So you're eating too much. You're someone who eats maybe rationally before, and now you're beginning to eat too much food, or you binge eat. Your sleeping pattern is changed as well. You're not having too much sleep when you're meant to be sleeping. You have a lot on your mind. You're not even sure what you're thinking sometimes. So that is one, changes in sleeping and eating patterns. Sometimes you feel lost. The second one is the feeling of lost of direction. You feel like you're doing all these things, you cannot actually pinpoint yourself to doing one particular thing. So you're touching on so many things at the one time, and you're not feeling satisfied, or you're thinking, I haven't done this right, and then you jump into something and you're just doing things rapidly, suddenly, spontaneously, in that fashion, and then you're having that feeling of unsatisfaction. Irritable, you're easily angry with people. All of a sudden you just snap, and you're not patient with others. So those are the signs that tells you there's a hidden thing going on. And depression is really, if you have someone to talk to, is a manageable situation where different things can cause the depression, and then loss of job, for example, loss of relationship, death of a close person, loss of friendship, a situation or factor that can just, at that particular point in time, interfere with your normal state of mind. So, what are 10 signs for you to be aware of? Anger, like I mentioned before, sadness, helplessness, feeling of helplessness, you feel helpless, sometimes feeling of loneliness, difficulty. You can't hold on to one particular relationship. You're just finding things difficult to deal with people, to deal with a relationship. Social withdrawal. Social withdrawal is quite common in terms of some of the depressive or depression symptoms. You withdraw from social realm. You don't want to go out. You don't want to talk to anybody. So you have that withdrawal, like, I can't go out, I don't want to see anyone, I don't want to talk to anyone. And suicidal ideation as well. That is a serious sign of depression. Changes in appetite and sleep, I've mentioned that before. So what do we do when we feel like we're depressed? One, we have to be able to speak to someone. You could speak to your doctor, you can go to a counselor who probably would ask you some of the situation surrounding your present state of mind, or what is going on right now with you. So that could be, is everything okay at work? Is everything okay with your relationship? Are you in a relationship? Do you feel content being or not being in a relationship? Do you still have your loved ones? Are your parents all right? Have you just lost someone recently? Or are you just owing lots of people and you're thinking, how do I pay them off? All these debts and all this sort of situation. So there are different situations that can trigger depression, and when you know the cause of your depression or what is bothering you at this particular point in time, please speak to someone. Speak to a counselor, speak to a psychologist. Send me an email, send me an offline message or online message, or send me something on Facebook, Psychitalk on Facebook, or speak to me on Instagram, Dr. Goldie16, or on Twitter, Dr. Gold E, and I'm more than happy to talk about your situation and listen to you. Thank you for listening. Remember, speak to someone, and remember, you're not alone. My sincere condolences to the DJ who recently passed away on the 2nd. I can't really fault anyone because you do not understand, or you may not know what is happening in the state of mind. Does he need help? Did he need help? Was he crying out for help? Was he saying something to sort of bring attention to himself? Were there signs that were ignored? So we wish him a peaceful rest, and we say that may God accept his soul. That's DJ X, I think, a Nigerian DJ. God bless your family, God be with everyone, and goodbye from me.